Hello, people of the internet. I'm gonna show you a little bit around the shop today, but mostly gonna show you one of the projects I'm working on now. And it's a project that's been around here for a really long time, and a project that I haven't really worked on much. Bought it about 10 years ago, 12 years ago? I don't know, long time ago. Hacked it all up, started working on it. It is not that red thing in the background. It is not the lab rat. It's older than Chassis is. It is my bug. So this was a 1968 Volkswagen Beetle. You'll notice there are a bunch of parts that are definitely not 1968 Beetle. The deck lid is a cheap knockoff from an even older model, but I like it better. I don't really care about original, clearly. That axle there, that is a Ford Explorer 8.8, very commonly swapped into Cherokees and other Jeeps. In fact, I bought it for that Jeep. I didn't use it in that Jeep. I got a Dana 44 instead. So I had this sitting around. Now it's going in the bug. Now you may think that's a little odd for a bug because, you know, bugs have the engine in the back and a transaxle and things. Well, there's no engine back there. Just a bunch of stuff. But there is an engine up there. And you'll notice some other stuff I've been working on. Give me just a minute, I'll open the hood and you can see. So this is the beginnings of the front end of the Beetle. Now every time somebody walks into the shop, first thing they ask, oh, is it a Baja bug? Is this another off-road toy? Which is a reasonable question since my entire career has been in the off-road marketplace. No, this one is not going off-road, unless you consider the dirt road in front of my house off-road. This one will be strictly on pavement, and if you see the frame rail there under the door, down to the table, that table represents ground level. That's ride height. And right now, the driver's side suspension is set at roughly ride height. Passenger side is drooped all the way down. You'll notice a little off-road influence here. Fox emulsion coilovers. Those are 5-inch travel coilovers. This car was also primarily being built out of scraps of old projects. Now that motor started out life is a 2000 Chevy 4.3 Vortec out of a Blazer or S10. It got bored and stroked and short fill and all sorts of stuff building power, because if you look way up on the wall there, you see the body side from the Red Bull Rock-Her. Anyone who knows my history knows for many years I was a crew chief for Dustin and Becca Webster, the Red Bull Rock Crawlers. This engine was once upon a time built for that car, and it spent some time in there before it got pulled out for another engine. I managed to get my hands on it, keep it around. It's been sitting around here for a long time looking for a project, and this is the project. Motor puts out about 300 horsepower, 300 foot-pounds of torque. So I think it should go pretty nicely in a little bug. The plan for this, obviously, as you can see, a lot of the bug sheet metal has been cut away. In fact, I'll open the door here and you can see, yeah, there's not a whole lot of bug left in here. The plan, even more sheet metal is going to go away to make room for the rear suspension. This is basically going to be a full tube chassis car, built the way you would build most race cars. It's just going to have a beetle body stuck on the top of it, kind of hot rod style. That's kind of the look I'm going for. But I want this thing to be a really fun track car. Take out on a road course and throw it into the corners and go fast and just put big smiles on your face. And maybe do some big smoky burnouts, because, you know, who doesn't love those? But it's not going to be all high-end fancy parts. Pretty much everything here is leftovers from other projects. Like the rear axle was supposed to go in my Jeep. It didn't. That engine was left over from a rock crawler. Ended up here. Transmission, I don't even know where I got the transmission. It's a 700 R4. Probably bought it off eBay for some reason. Some project. Yeah, some of the nicer parts, we got a nice PowerMaster alternator and starter down there. Back in the days when I worked for Team Red Bull, yeah, we were sponsored by them, and they gave us a number of parts, and again, those are leftovers. The wheels and tires for the car, I'll show you a picture. I've had the wheels and tires for a long time. They're just takeoffs from a Ford police car. The whole idea of this car, especially when I started it 12 years ago, was I wanted to build something to go fast and have a lot of fun with without spending a lot of money. And nowadays, I'm doing a little better than I was back when I started. I could probably afford to do something nicer and invest some more money in it, but I kind of just want to throw something together to have fun. So what money gets put into it, it's just going to be out of my piggy bank and only putting the money where it counts. I really have almost all the parts for this thing. The front end is using a bunch of Mustang 2 parts that are, you know, pretty inexpensive to source from all sorts of different suppliers. Using 2-inch drop spindles, Mustang 2 rack and pinion. The rest of the front end I designed and I'm fabricating. It's not complete. The uppers I just welded up today, and they still need some finishing pieces to keep everything in place. I've got a brand new set of PRP seats upstairs. Just got a new wiring harness. I've got the computer from this engine that we had custom programmed for this motor when it was in Becca's rock crawler. Pretty much all the pieces are there. I just need to turn them into a car. So I'll show you. A long time ago I mocked up what this thing is supposed to look like when it's done, and hopefully we'll get there one of these days. So there you go, everyone. That's my Bug. Hopefully I'll be doing a lot more work on it here soon. Hopefully I'll get it up and running one of these days. Figure it's been sitting here for over a decade now. I guess you would call it a long-term project. As of right now, it's May 2020. We're in the middle of the COVID pandemic. Everybody's quarantined more or less. So this is my quarantine project. Hopefully another 10 years won't go by before I finish it. So if you're watching this in like 2030 and you still haven't seen an update, yeah, maybe you should go ahead and like poke me and say, what the hell, man? But anyway, that's my Bug. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, post them in the comments. Have a good one.